Well, I first became interested in becoming a physician actually at a pretty young age. I found myself really liking helping people.
Is when I was a little girl, I had a fracture. I fractured my elbow, and I spent a long time in the hospital with nurses and doctors, and the doctors treated me very well. I decided that that was really the right thing for me.
Well, actually, became a physician by accident. I put myself through college working in an emergency room and had a couple of great mentors who just made medicine so much fun and so interesting that
in our community we had a family physician that worked out of his house. We only saw him in a dire emergency, and he was always very helpful. And he used to say, study and you could be a doctor someday.
When I was a kid, my dad is an orthopedic surgeon. He used to take us out on rounds, and we really enjoyed interacting with patients at that time. And I think that was really an inspiration for me to become a plastic surgeon today.
Science is something that I've always been drawn to. It's no coincidence that I've chosen to join a practice with my sister, Tripti Burt. And medicine is something that's definitely in our family, and it's a lot of what we talk about.
Actually, my grandmother started that. She ran a bakery in downtown Morris, and she made me come down to her bakery when I was 6 years old and start packing cookies. And I couldn't figure out why she kept doing this. And every Saturday morning I had to go down there. And every Saturday morning she would always say to me, well, when you grow up to be a doctor, it was like she kept doing this for 2 or 3 years when I did this. And then I said, that's probably why my dad's a doctor. Probably she started saying that to him. And she said it worked on him, so I think that's why she did it to me.
You get to help people. You get to impact our lives on a daily basis.
I've always been interested in medicine, and I like challenges, and in surgery it presents a different challenge every day.
There was a family doctor. He was a general practitioner, and I remember that I had my tonsils removed when I was 7 years old, and that 3 days later he made a house call. And I thought that was pretty cool.
I was in a rural community and doctors were very, very sparse, and I thought I might do a better job or be more useful in a rural community.
It was the influence of my cousin, who was our family physician, so I first became interested by him.
I made the decision to be a doctor when I was pretty small. I used to come to the hospital, to Morris Hospital, with my mom all the time. I would come and look through her microscope, and I really, liked being in the hospital.
I never wanted to be anything else. Since I was young, I think my grandmother kept telling me, you're going to be a doctor, and it never got out of my mind.
You're just sort of just part of the team that helped the patient get better, and then that's probably the most rewarding part. And then seeing them in town even a month or two later, sometimes you don't recognize them, and they say, hey doc, thanks a lot, and that makes me feel very good.
As I found in medicine, what was most rewarding about it is you could help patients basically every day.
We here in the emergency department deal with patients on a day-to-day basis who are usually in pain or upset or scared about what's going on. And the ability that we have to help those people get through that process is probably the most rewarding part, I think, of any part of medicine.
The most rewarding thing is having patients that get through a tough situation and the nervousness of surgery and the sickness of surgery and come out of it doing great and recovering well. That's the most rewarding.
Yeah, of course I do. I like to alleviate pain, and I like to fix things.
The nice part about taking care of women are you can take them through different stages of their life and important moments in their life. Every birth story is different. It's very, very special to be part of the most important part of their lives, and here we are blessed to be able to do that.
I tell you, after 38 years and 6,000 babies later, I'm still in awe of childbirth, and still gives me such a high to participate and be a part of bringing life into the world.
It's just a proud person, and then when you treat the patient, when they becoming
more, healed, cured, you will feel better,
I think what's most rewarding about being a physician in this particular area is getting to work with the people from the Morris community. Both the patients and the employees of the hospital are all just absolutely exceptional people.
Seeing good outcomes and bringing new life into the world.
Really, I've always enjoyed being somewhat of a go-to guy for the physicians of the hospital.
Watching my patients grow up, helping the parents through the various stages of development, and just in general making sure kids are healthy and feeling well.
I always feel good when I go home having had a family say thanks, or boy, we were scared at first, but that turned out to be a good experience.
It's nice when you have patients that come in and are excited about having a surgery done and then feel better afterwards, or on the other hand, are very anxious about having a procedure that they never had or never been in the operating room, and you're able to calm somebody down and have them feel better afterwards.
So I find it very, very rewarding when I make a good diagnosis and I call the doctor and I said, we have found out what's wrong with your patient, and in that way I can help the doctor, and at the same time I feel that I'm helping the patients.
I really enjoy coaching patients in labor, actually. Sometimes it takes a long time, but it's well worth it. I really enjoy working with the patients.
So I enjoy I think I've taken care of 5 generations right now. So it's fun watching the generations grow and mature, and so that's very rewarding.
Performing a procedure that helps their pain improves their quality of life, allows them to continue with hobbies and work activities.
Even if you're tired and sleepy in the middle of the night and you haven't had a lot of sleep, you get a pumped up feeling when you do it. Particularly when it's a nice healthy baby and the mother's healthy. I mean, bringing a new life into the world is a pretty special thing.
When they're most in trouble or most sick, you get to extend their life.
It's enjoyable to see people come in hurting and walk out feeling a whole lot better and hopefully never look back.
Follow with your doctor. They are here to help you.
The most important advice I can give to parents is that they ask their physicians questions and make sure they're answered to their satisfaction. Their only silly question is the one that doesn't get answered.
Well, always just to be proactive, I think, is the best thing. You should see your family doctor on a regular basis. You should try to do all the right things that keep you from having to see me. But like we tell patients all the time is you should never be afraid of or embarrassed to come to the emergency room. The worst thing that can happen is we can make sure everything's okay and then let you go home.
I think it's really important for patients to feel comfortable with their doctor.
I always tell my patients to sort of take charge of their health. I mean, there are things that you can do every day to improve your lifestyle that will improve your health.
Stay away from tobacco, including not smoking, and also not exposing to kids to secondhand smoke.
And we need to get up off the couch, exercise, and whatever that exercise is for you. So I think we all need to live much better, both physically and mentally.
Do what you love and it'll never be a job. Do what makes you happy, and I think that's the key to life.